recording so I don't forget. Welcome, YouTube, back to, I don't know what the name of this campaign is. We haven't ever come up with it. We've been doing it for like a year and we still have no clue what the hell's going on. None of us, not even me, and I'm the DM. I love
It's
it.
the campaign that doesn't
Yeah.
end. It just goes on and on, my friend.
I think that's going to be one of the big reveals. Is like we're all going to figure out what the hell's going on right at the end when we get the title.
Oh, I hope
Yeah.
so.
Like, oh,
I
that's what
hope
this
we
is about.
figure it out. It was about the friends we
It
made
was
along the way.
Rosebud was the name of this let off long.
It's been over a year, hasn't it?
It
Yeah,
has been
yeah.
well over a year, yeah. It was over a year since I joined,
Yeah,
which was
I
like
think we're
in
coming
like
to a
early
year and a
March
half.
last year.
We have 30 episodes up on YouTube, plus like 2 or 3 one-offs or whatever. And yeah, something like 13 followers. So yay!
Cool.
More than just the people that play this game are subscribed to that channel.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
So
we got like a
that's-
2-to-1. That's great.
So if you're here watching, thanks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. Last
Zach
time,
doesn't know that we each have two YouTube
yeah, you guys
accounts
each have 2
following.
YouTube accounts just to make me feel better. Yeah, I gave up on my dreams of being a YouTube star before I started doing YouTube videos. I just needed a good campaign log so that I could remember what the hell happened last time. Yeah, so last time, it's a good segue, I like that. We found you guys in the city of Blingdenstone amongst the deep gnome culture. You entered with 2 NPC friends and found out that one of them wasn't so friendly as he dissolved into this strange puddle of ooze and declared himself a servant of Jubilex, Lord of the Oozes. Some nasty demon prince, somebody that maybe ran in the same circles as the gentleman Orcus, the demon prince of undeath, that you are so desperately seeking his wand at the moment. The wand being the final part to the Rod of Seven Parts. I think that's a pretty good summary of things that have come before now. So, most recently, you have managed to secure kind of a peace treaty between a group of were-rats that were of gnomish descent from the original gnomish settlers of Blingdenstone, and the current kind of resettling gnomes that have returned from nearby cities such as Luskin and Mirabar. These tenuous peace treaties are kind of dependent on your next move. You have been sort of requested to help with certain other things. One is to pursue the so-called Pudding King, a rogue gnome that has been seen in the past, like, hoarding rotten food and talking to it. And you've sort of discovered from the members of the Were-Rat clan that the Pudding King does in fact control a large number of slimes and oozes in the area that have been plaguing the gnomes of Blingdenstone. These slime attacks have come more and more frequently over the last few weeks, it seems, so he's amassing a larger force for whatever reason one can only be suspicious of, I suppose. The other thing that you have potentially been tasked with is to seek out the source of several disappearances of exploration parties in the area of Rockblight, a lesser occupied area of the city. As when they took the city back, they sort of sealed off these outer areas of it to keep the baddies at bay. So several exploration parties have disappeared there. Nobody really knows why, and basically in exchange for a full ticket ride home to the surface world, these gnomes are asking you to perhaps help them with one of these 2 problems to free up some time for them to allow a few men to guide you to the surface. So,
Was there something about spell gems too?
yes, the gnomes are notorious spell gem miners. That's what some of the nearby mines were for. and these spell gems kind of act as like a storage device. It's like a Pokeball for your spells in a way. Lightning bolt, I choose you.
And they gave us some, and they were gonna give us more.
Yes, I
in
believe you
response
guys
to,
were
like,
going to receive an additional, like there was like 2 or 3 spell gems. I don't know. We'll say 4. Why not? I can't remember.
And then we have like half off, and we were gonna go buy a bunch of the like high end ones or something like
Yep.
that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Nice.
Alright, so basically
There's some like ghost scenario too, right?
yeah, there was a haunting that the lady of the town had been kind of dealing with at a certain point. Name off the top of my head, but I believe it was the something or other Digger clan. Um, she had kind of come from that area of investigating this poltergeist activity. And you guys had some experiences with just random gnome ghosts because, as you'll recall, the city about 100 years ago had a drow raiding party completely slaughter most people that lived in the city, most gnomes, wiped them out and left a large population of like ghosts and spirits. Lost
And where are we at in terms of like resting and all that?
I believe you guys had a long rest fairly recently. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly when. I think at the beginning of
Yeah,
the
I don't have
session.
any of my rage. I got 1 rage used. I still have like full hit points and the 10 hit points. So I think we're still the same day that we woke up.
Yeah, I only have one spell slot burned myself, so.
Yeah, like pretty much you guys got there. You had a good night's sleep at the beginning, I think. If I remember correctly, you went to the inn. At the very least, you rested a little while and had a full meal or something.
Do we want to buy these spell gems now in case we get teleported again somehow?
Were we allowed to buy them beforehand, or did we have to do everything to get the discount?
Yeah, he told you that the discount was applied as of once you had finished the first part of the task.
Cool. Might as well.
So if I remember correctly, the highest level ones were like 5,000. Let me look it up. I don't remember, and I know they're on D&D Beyond. Yay, D&D Beyond. Actually have D&D Beyond open in another window, but I gotta open a second window because I don't want to click off from the source material. And I have to find things again. Wisened up to your ways, D&D Beyond. Oh, let's see. Spell check.
Yeah, I've got a few spell slots used up, it looks like, but definitely not enough to prevent going off into the wilderness. All right, well, that sounds like a good idea. Buy a bunch of spell gems, and then y'all want to...
Which one do we want to go deal with first?
I kind of suspect that they're the same problem, so I feel like we could probably take our pick. But I think whatever we have the clearer like location to is what I vote for.
Did we have any indication as to where to search for the pudding dude?
Yes, they actually have pretty clear pathways. They've blocked off these areas where this guy is known to kind of frequent. So pretty much the map you see in front of you, it's sort of a like zoomed in version of what you guys had before, but it's so that it fixes scale a little bit because we couldn't really work with those. So to the northwest portion, it would be facing sort of like this on the map, but fuck that. So to the northwest portion of the city is what the locals have taken to calling the Pudding Court. the area where this guy's been seen around. They've blocked off this whole area because of the frequent slime attacks and stuff, but they will open a door for you to get into it. The door would be somewhere around here on this side of it. To the east of that, again, facing this way, would be the Rockblight area, and you'd be entering from somewhere over here. So I just kind of stuck you guys in the middle. So
Well,
I guess, where the white X's are would kind of be where you'd be starting. See those.
I guess we can
So
check on
you
these
would be-
adventure parties. I mean, see if there's any more of your elf boyfriends here partying there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
having really bad audio problems, so I missed a lot of the setup here, guys. Sorry, but I'm back now. So,
No worries.
But I'll let you guys make the call on whatever we're deciding right now because I didn't catch it. So
We're
So you
basically
wanna
just
head-
saying, we're basically
towards
just
the
saying
Rockblight.
we're gonna get a bunch of spell gems and head to Rockblight.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Alright, so you guys decide to head to Rockblight, or you head to the market first, where you
Right.
You encounter. Sorry, I gotta deal with some issues of my own. Big stone, big shadow. Alright, a one Kazook Pickshine. So he has these spell gems for sale. D&D Beyond's built-in PDF reader definitely does need a much better search function, though. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. Go. There they are. So you were asking about spell gems.
I think diamond was the best one.
Yeah, here they are. I could post these back in. Oh no, I tried posting them into chat before. Let me do a quick snip of them, and I'll post a picture of that into chat. That way, you guys have them, and you can kind of decide what you want. So, do it all.
And then we were talking about, like, since this is a plentiful thing down here and a rare thing on the surface, we might as well just become distributors, right? Just
Yeah, you guys had kind of made plans to stock up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
I could grab the 2 highest ones.
I mean, we're so loaded with cash. Like, let's just grab what we can.
yeah. I think the gnomes would appreciate it because
Yeah.
they're, they don't have a ton of commerce and.
Who doesn't like to move a lot of product? Am I right?
Yeah, I was reading the spell gem description. Like, you can only, if you can't cast that level spell, you have to make a DC 10 plus a spell level check to use it.
Oh, neat. Okay.
So I can cast 5th level barbarian spells. I don't know if that counts or not. But...
I can count 6 level spells.
So, like, I mean, even if you get 9 though, like if you get if you put like a 9th level spell on that diamond though, you can't cast the 9th level spell. You have to.
Yeah, but I have that ability once a day to cast any spell.
Yeah, but to use it, you need to make if the spell is of higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check using your spell casting ability
Mm-hmm.
to determine whether you can cast it successfully.
I have a pretty good I have a pretty high modifier. It would be worth it.
So I think the salesman basically presented it to us as like even the barbarian can cast wish, but it sounds like that's not quite true.
Yeah, he's a salesman, right?
Unless
Yeah.
I roll a natural 20. So.
Yeah.
But it's still helpful for us to have because it basically like anytime we end the day with spell slots, we can just store them in here.
There's the list for you guys.
Yeah.
Plus
you can.
I'm
you
gonna
probably
level up.
resell these on the surface world for a lot more. So it's not like really we're even losing the money. It's more like kind of investing in stuff we can make money back on.
Exactly.
Yep. Every time I level up, I get another level of spells. So I mean, the next time we level up, I'll be at level 7.
That too. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I posted the list of those spell gems into chat. So you guys can see them. Basically, like the prices on them. I believe the diamonds. What was it? It was. I didn't write it down.
This doesn't appear to have prices.
Yeah, this list doesn't.
I mean, I'd be curious to see what kind of bulk discount they would be willing to put together. You know, like can we get a little everything and just like do like one big bulk purchase, get a wholesale discount?
I think Kazook would probably want a fairly large amount of coin. I mean, if I remember correctly, the diamonds were something like, find the actual price list in here. They were somewhere.
Yeah, you definitely gave us prices last time. I just can't
Yeah,
remember
and
what
I
they
don't
were.
remember what the hell they were. And of course, like I said, I don't ever think to write things down.
Yeah, I don't think you get level 7 spells until you hit level 14.
Yeah, well, it'd still be worthwhile to have some.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, we
can't lose
worth
money
way
on
more
this
on the
shit.
surface than we're buying, because we're buying like
Yeah.
direct from the people who are making them.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we're buying direct from a manufacturer, and we buy it wholesale from them, like you know.
On the surface world, they're probably worth at least double, and then we're already getting them for half off. So
yeah.
In general, Maggie's like fine with whatever price they ask, but she's also got that abacus if you want to try.
Yeah, I want to see if I want to push for a wholesale discount.
Sweet.
I was gonna say 50% is still pretty good already.
Maggie breaks out the abacus and says, "Let me know."
I would say like how often do you have the opportunity to move so much product at once? And we're not going to be here much longer, so this is your opportunity.
We literally could teleport at any second.
Yeah.
I'll do a persuasion
I was
check
gonna say,
too.
so
If
somebody
that
wants
helps.
to make me a persuasion check, but you're going to be at disadvantage because Kazook is no fool. He wants to guarantee that he's gonna get.
I beg to differ because I don't think the next time this is gonna opportunities coming his way.
I have +8 on persuasion. Does anybody have higher?
I don't think so. No. I think that's the highest we got.
I just got a natural 20.
Okay, that'll do it.
Okay. So
you said I'm at disadvantage. I'm at disadvantage, so I have to roll again.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Come on, second natural 20.
Well, it's not a natural 20, but I got a 23.
Okay. Kazook looks at you. Let me do some quick math here. Alright, so what he has for spell gems right now, he has 1 diamond, 2 rubies, 3 star rubies, etc., etc. Go on down the list so that by the time that you hit cantrip, he's got like 10 more pieces of obsidian kicking around, but he's only got 1 diamond. He has them currently priced out with the diamond at 9,000, the ruby at 8,000, so on and so forth, going down. He offered the flat deal of 50,000 gold. You take everything.
Yes, let's do it. Right?
I'm agreed. If our banker is agreed.
Yeah, that's fine. We could probably throw in like 12,500.
Yeah.
Because I split money up, but
well, you gave me a single gem.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
I have to look at what I have actually because I've got.
So maybe we could catch that and get 50,000.
Hold on a
gems
second.
back or something.
Let me see what I got.
We should probably break that up. That's a lot in one gem.
Hey, sorry, your phone did.
I'm having like my computer's just acting so slow. I don't get it. But I gotta check my.
I mean, I do have enough platinum just to do that. No.
Yeah,
gold,
we could just figure it out after, make the deal and then before he changes his mind.
All right, so you guys
Zach,
are...
you said the. I'm sorry. How much are the gold? I'm sorry. It's
Like,
what's the one below diamond?
Ruby.
Yeah, and how many does he have?
So he's got 2 of those. Then the Star Ruby, he'd have 3. The Topaz, he would have 4. Like it's just inverse to where.
And
the
how much
position
is how much are the rubies at full retail?
Set like 7,000 each. Or I'm sorry, the rubies themselves are 8,000 each. The Star Rubies are 7,000 each. I don't know. But those
Yeah,
are
I don't
the
think
3
it's a very good deal actually. I don't think we're kind of like we're looking at about full price, pretty close to it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
the diamond would be 9,000. The 2 rubies would be 8,000 each. So that
And
alone would be.
is that half price or full price?
That's what he has listed at full price, and he's offered you 50,000. So.
So
I'd say let's counter with 40.
I was gonna say half would be 25, but
Yeah, let's counter with 40. Or whatever. We got a counter.
Remind him that we have a. Remind him. Have Maggie remind him with the abacus that we're supposed to get half off of everything.
Yeah, Maggie pulls out the abacus and says that. shows the calculation, shows her math.
I glance at the abacus and I look at him and I say, yeah, I thought we were dealing with a businessman here. Okay. And I turn to Maggie and I say, I hope we're not wasting our time.
Kazook looks at you, kind of thinking about things for a moment. He says, 40,000 gold. That is my final offer. Accept only coins. No trades.
I've got 25 on me right now.
you got 25,000.
That's just what I'm telling him. Go on.
I was gonna say
We got 25,000 on us right now. If you want to make this deal, it's up to you.
You have a troll mo, a paywiz, anything like that? Some sort of dragon app. Accept bank transfers. Reggie actually speaks up and says, "Oh, I could easily facilitate your water deep."
I cover Wedgie and say, "Shush."
All right, Maggie.
You want cash on the barrelhead, don't you?
Maggie, roll me a religion check.
Uh-oh. He's about to get in trouble with Hestia.
Why, is Hestia got beef with getting a good deal?
11 altogether.
Okay. Kazook at one point looks over at the abacus, and you're pretty certain that you had 6 beads slid over on this thing, and he says, "What is this? You see, you only have 5 beads here."
Oh, come on, Maggie, let's get out of here. This guy's just wasting our time.
Maggie says, "I've been using this for years. I know what I'm doing. You can count them yourself. We'll recalculate."
I turn to him and I say, we're fine with haggling, but don't try to cheat us or you're going to regret it.
Okay, I tell you what, final offer. This is the lowest I can go. 30,000 gold, but I would like the talking stick.
Absolutely not.
You just said 30,000 before.
No, I say 40,000 before, not 30,000. 40,000.
I think you're one of the worst negotiators I've ever met.
Oh.
I use the mental channel and ask so that it can't hear. Should we suggest 35 without the talking stick?
You suggest 35 without the talking stick.
He says, "You know what? I will accept this offer. I understand times are hard, but with all the things going on up above, it's really wrecked the economy." 35,000
Thanks, man.
gold.
Really appreciate the charity.
Yes, you get it less than half off.
Maybe this will help us fix the problems above, and it will resume quickly.
It's not going to magically transport itself there.
Yes, it's true. If this could be a good business opportunity for
Hey
both our
guys, I'm
parties.
just kidding. We can totally magically transport it there.
We once saw a city transport in hell.
All right, so are we officially on 35?
I'm amenable
Yeah.
to that offer.
Sounds good.
I have 30, but that wipes out my gold store, so someone else is gonna have to.
We'll remunerate you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll cash in part of my. We'll figure it out with my gem or whatever.
Mm-hmm. What do I got on me? Let me see. I got some.
You should have a bunch of platinum.
I got 3,000 platinum. So you want me to give you
That's
what do you
6,000
short?
gold.
Yeah. So you want you need your 5 short.
Yeah.
So I hand you 2,500 platinum.
Okay.
Okay, so Kazuk takes this like this is literally you guys. I'm assuming you're pulling this out of either like a bag of holding or something, because now you're talking about like bags of coinage changing hands, like fairly large bags of coinage even. So you
Yeah, I take my pack down with like a heft and like.
yeah, you're like just dumping coins out.
Yeah.
And Kazuk's eyes are getting wide now. Like he almost probably didn't think you guys could produce this much coinage on short notice. And yeah, so he's now kind of looking around, like looking at the market stalls and kind of quickly putting these bags under his cart. And as you guys are taking these gems off his cart, he's now quickly shuttering the cart and like packing things up. And he's like, all right, well, you have a good day. It's a good day to sell out. Hey, have a good day, everybody. And he's waving.
Yeah,
at the
you
other
too, and
vendors.
enjoy your vacation.
Yep. So Kazuk exits stage left, leaving you guys standing in the market. So you said you wanted to head on to Rockblight after you visited the market?
I think so.
Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
So as you all enter, you approach through a nearby sealed entrance, and I get to play the scroll up game again on my PDF. I will say the overall ease of navigating the PDFs on D&D Beyond is pretty great, because you can just kind of skip up to the top and jump back to whatever chapter that you put to me. So when you first show up in Rockblight, the thing that you notice is that it is barren and cold and hostile, in direct contrast to the inner part of Blingden Stone, which was well lit, warm, and kind of welcoming. All parts of the Rockblight that you can see are pitch black. You guys are free to use any light spells or torches or whatever you would like.
I'll give everybody a globe again.
Okay. They are made in the same way seen in Inner Blingden Stone, but much more rundown. Like they clearly haven't been cleaned. There's like a lot of fungus and moss kind of creeping and growing along things, and it generally looks kind of decrepit. Like you see spots where like there's still rubble in the streets from the battle that occurred 100 years ago. And you notice a few shallow pools and streams that are running through the area, and it's kind of chill and damp in the air. And anywhere that you see on here that is in fact a pool, zoom in. So like you've got a large one here with kind of a pathway, but anywhere where you see a pool, it would be considered difficult terrain, just as a note. So when you first enter, every step echoes against walls beyond your circle of light. The air is cold and damp, and you can hear a waterfall somewhere in the blackness, along with faint echoes of battle.
We can hear battle.
Yeah, and there's something kind of weird and like echoey about it. It's almost like you're hearing like things that have already occurred, perhaps ghosts of the history past that occurred here. Like at one point you think you hear something shout, "They're coming! Everyone must hide!"
Is it possible for me to use shape water to mitigate any difficult terrain caused by the pools?
Yeah, they're only maybe a foot deep, so you could pretty easily move a bunch of water out of the way. You could do the old Moses Red Sea act. So yeah, you guys are kind of in an area of the Rockblight here. There is a passage leading north that you are told would lead into the domain of the Pudding King, were you to take it. But the area that they are predominantly concerned with is this. Reggie is actually able to pretty easily light up a map, so we can explain the map away like that. So if you guys want to go to a specific area, just let me know the number. Like, you guys are free to kind of double back and enter down through here if you wish, but it's still going to lead you into 17.
So we're here kind of figuring out what happened to the scouting parties. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Like, they've gone missing, and you're kind of here investigating. Your knight friend Aiden kind of shudders, and he's like, such a place of darkness.
Is anyone in the party like a tracker of any sort?
I can
I
commune
mean,
with
I
nature.
have some rangers shit. Like it kind of depends on what we're tracking and where. Like if we're in my favored territory, I have some stuff, and like if it's one of my favored foes, I have some advantages. But in general, other than that, I don't have any real. Let's see.
Figuring out where these parties went.
I can commune with nature and find any prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fey fiends, elementals, or undead, or buildings and stuff.
Might be worth a shot.
You have one more of that today, is that right?
I can cast it at will.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
But I'm limited to a radius of 300 feet, so underground. On the surface, it's 3 miles.
To give you an idea of where center your party there. Let's go. So that's
and
about
it takes 11 minutes.
That's about 100 feet right there. So 300 feet could almost cover the whole area of the Rockblight.
So we could just scout. I mean, we might as well scout until we hear sounds and then maybe figure out what's up.
Well, if 300 feet is going to cover the entire blight, it'd be worth it to do it now.
Yeah, it's pretty close to it. There might be like a small area down in the corner here. We'll just say
Walk in a little further and then do it.
Yep.
We could walk. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Get on the other side of this water first, and then do it.
Sounds good.
Okay, yeah. You guys are able to cross this little like pathway fairly easily. There's no real obstructions, and as you enter into the center part of this room, you can see that it's a fairly wide cavern. And you again can hear these sounds kind of echoing, and it seems like the closer into the cavern you get, the farther away that the sounds of this battle are.
I would have no way of knowing that they're humanoid, right? I mean, or did
just like you're hearing like the common tongue with kind of the gnomish accent, like everything kind of leads you to believe that this is some sort of like haunting phenomenon going on in here.
So in that case, I have survival checks on humanoids, or sorry, advantage on survival checks on humanoids, and I have a +5. So if you guys want me to do that, I can do a survival check if that would help us track them down.
Might as well while Tohan's doing his ritual. You said it takes 11 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to look up what the rules were on because my computer's so slow. But yeah, it's that's what I got is advantage on survival. And I got +5, so it should be a pretty good roll.
Yeah, I guess Maggie will do the same while Tohan's communing. She's got a pretty high survival check too.
Right, and what are you guys trying to discern specifically? You're just trying to see.
Just trying to track which direction they've gone, right?
Okay.
Oh my God, why is this taking so long to roll? Holy shit. Okay, so the first roll was an 18. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, well, we won't use the critical miss. So I guess I came up with an 18 with +5 in advantage.
Only got 12.
All right, well, at least it's something.
So Maggie, you as you're looking around, you spot what appears to be some scuff marks on the walls, just kind of indicating that, yeah, there was some sort of a battle that occurred here. The thing that you notice is that a few of the scuff marks look more recent. Like, some of them are quite old and kind of worn away and covered in dust. Other ones are fresh, and you can still see the shine of the stone where weapons had scuffed, like arrows had missed and gone off the sides of the walls. So it does look like there was some sort of battle of some sort here. Venadia, as you are examining, you can see in some of the dust along the south wall. So traveling down the south wall, you actually see a line of footprints that lead towards this large pool at the end, and this is where the sound of the waterfall is coming from. Right there. Ding. Surrounding the waterfall are two rough-hewn staircases made from what looks to be a wood kind of similar to that fungus wood that you guys had seen in the buildings earlier. And up above the waterfall, you can see through the openings of the cave that there is a glow of these crystalline structures, similar to the area where you first encountered the demons. Like a similar kind of crystalline cavern appears to be up there, but you can't really see very well what it is. You just see these crystals poking up into the ceiling. Near the waterfall, you see a skeleton that is perched underneath the waterfall on a small, like, stone shelf. It's just kind of leaning there like it fell asleep and just didn't wake up.
I'd like to kind of walk around and investigate and do an Arcana check to sense for anything magical.
If you ask Maggie first, he'll do with +4.
I got a 25.
Nice.
And I convey all the things that I notice. I tell everyone about it or whatever.
Ariane, you get from your Arcana check, Reggie kind of comes back with it. Like, I always picture your Arcana checks as being like almost magical hacking. Like, you're like consulting with Reggie on stuff, and like you've probably got this like kind of link going on with him where he's scanning Wikipedia, you're researching articles, like, but it's all happening like Johnny Mnemonic style. You know, it's like
Love it.
And you come up with a faint aura of this kind of temporal magic. It seems to be that this skeleton, much like Aiden's other compatriot, seems to be a bit out of place. As though it's just been sitting here dead for hundreds of years, but the skeleton itself is in too good of shape. It's only the things around it, like all of its remains and things. Like, so this thing is just more of like almost a mummy than a skeleton. It's still got like the dried skin on it.
It seems like it's too recent to fit in with everything else.
Yeah, like there's something, like I say, there's a temporal disturbance about it. You can kind of sense this is like a magical aura. But other than that, it doesn't seem to be like an animated dead or anything like that. It's a dead thing. You know, it's just a regular dead guy. He just has some sort of temporal displacement magic on
Is there any way to tell whom he was?
So your friend Adrian, as you guys approach this, I'm assuming at this point you guys do approach the waterfall to examine this guy.
Yeah, I'll approach.
While Tohan's doing his thing, might as well figure out what's going on with this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a long walk. Tohan can be doing his like ritual thing while this is happening. Probably took you guys a couple minutes to get there already, so he's like halfway through. Adrian kind of looks at the body, he squints for a moment, and he immediately drops some of his armor and dives into the pool and goes swimming over. as he comes up, you hear like bow bow banana 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 bow bow. His hair flies back, and then everybody kind of shakes a little bit. They're like, "Whoa, what was that?" And he as he comes up out of the water and pulls himself up onto the ledge, he's like, "Yes, it's as I thought. This is Erdhask, or at least it was. He was another member of our party. When we were separated, we... This can't be right. It was less than 2 weeks ago I saw him and he was fine. There's no way he could have turned into a skeleton, but these are his marks."
All right, grab a piece of that one too.
Maggie says, "I'm sorry for your loss. If you'll take a relic, we may be able to bring him back."
Adrian kind of looks for a moment thoughtfully, and he reaches down and, with a really swift pull, he grabs the jawbone of this guy and rips it off. Like this, there's like still dried skin coming off from it and stuff. It's really gross. And he says, "Well, he always was yapping his gums, so I suppose this would be fitting." Kind of takes it, wraps it in a piece of cloth that he pulls out of a pocket. And he walks over to probably Tohan and hands it to him, assuming that that's who has the other body part. I don't know.
Oh, thanks for the snack.
Yeah, he would give it to whoever else had a body part. He says that here, I found this. He seemed to be leaning on it. He hands you a like a worn backpack with some holes kind of rotted in it and stuff. And inside of it, when you look in there, is a pouch containing 6 100 gold piece gems. We'll call them opals, and a potion labeled.
Sorry, what was the potion of what?
And a potion that is labeled "You Can't See Me," and it's got like a hand waving in front of a face. No John Cena fans here? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it someone John Cena?
Well, that helps replenish a little bit.
Yeah, we just need to cash in some of these gems for our coins eventually.
So you guys are posed with to the north. I'll turn you so you're actually kind of facing the correct direction here. To the north is a somewhat narrow hallway, and to the east, around either side of this waterfall, are these 2 staircases that lead up to wherever the stream is pouring down on an overlook above.
Well, what does Tohan's reading of everything come up with?
So Tohan, your ritual does not. You were specifically trying to detect any. What was it? Fey fiends, elementals.
Sorry, I'm bringing it back up right now. I can see prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples in the area. I can find powerful celestials, fey fiends, elementals, or undead. Any influence from other planes of existence.
Okay.
And then I get the general shape of the terrain, bodies of waters, and buildings.
Yes. So you detected immediately on this overlook a presence of a earth elemental. You also detect that there is this is not so much your detection skills, you just kind of look up and see them and you're like, "Oh, I didn't see those before." There's a pair of gargoyles that seem to be chatting incessantly down towards where, like, I kind of picture this as like predator vision, and you just like can see this blob behind the wall that's like the earth elemental. You're like, "Oh, earth elemental, okay, it's brown." And the 2 gargoyles seem to be chittering down from the top at it, like, your guys' experience with any gargoyles, you know that they're talkers. They like to insult things, so you imagine that's probably what's going on. And off to the north, you detect the presence of what appears to be 30 drow warriors. However, they are all standing as if on guard, like just standing still. They're not moving, they're not doing anything, they're just standing there like statues.
Only 30? How many did we kill last time?
Like 34.
Yeah, easy peasy.
This is kind of surprising, right? Because this is like not really their territory, and gnomes wouldn't have thought that they were out here.
Well, we're near the home city.
Yeah, you're only about 10 miles from Menzoberranzan, which is a major population center of the Drow.
Gotcha.
So it is feasible that these Drow would have made their way here and snuck into the caves of Blingdenstone somehow, but it's definitely out of place.
I tell everyone what I found, and say we should be careful with the rock element up front.
Well, that would certainly be a distinct possibility of what's causing the disappearances. So parties are coming across them. That would definitely cause them to disappear, I would imagine.
Can we, like, by following the direction and that the arrows hit the wall and stuff like that, kind of do any tracing back and figure out, like, can we kind of follow this violence to its source?
Well, yeah, it seemed like, I mean, there was some pretty obvious signs of entry at the doors where stuff had been sort of scuffed out. Like the way that you came in, where they had obviously entered. It doesn't appear like the dust trail leads off, going up the stairs. It looks like it actually leads off to the north. Yeah, as far as kind of detecting anything beyond that, it sort of looks like if like when Vanidia backtracks a little bit, she's like, oh, there's the trail again. You can see it kind of curves around in front of the pond and then goes off towards the northern part here.
Well, let's just like check out what's up those stairs and then maybe go fuck up the Drow or something.
Up the stairs is where Tohan has detected this earth elemental somewhere's up here, along with the two gargoyles. They're just kind of hanging out.
Up near the uterus.
Alright, so up on the ledge are the gargoyles and the earth elemental, and I'm sorry, where are the Drow again?
In the area over here, marked 21.
Alright. So if we were to go check out the earth elemental and gargoyle, they wouldn't know, and vice versa. Unless we made a shitload of noise.
I mean, yeah, you could always try and sneak. Use stealth. We can play as much or as little D&D as you guys want. It's always my motto.
Oh no, I'm just trying to figure out if we were to like to fight the earth elemental and gargoyles, or if we were to fight the Drow, would that make the Drow come to where we're fighting something else, or vice versa?
You're fairly sure that the sounds would alert others to your presence in there. Yeah, because it's like a stone cave. Shit echoes.
Yeah,
but that was
my only thought here.
Yeah, you're also pretty persistently hearing these battle cries, but they still, oddly enough, sound like the same distance away from you that they did before. Like, it always sounds like it's coming from the next room.
Personally, I'm down for whatever, as far as if we're gonna kick some ass or whatever.
Did we ask Reggie what he thinks about all these battle cries and stuff?
No, but we can.
I'm kind of curious what he has to say.
Yeah. Does Reggie have any historical context for what we're listening to?
Reggie just rolled a 7. So not really.
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always possible that you've learned something in your studies.
Natural 20.
Awesome. So yeah, you would have heard through the various like narratives that your teacher had taught you, probably something about the Drow attack on Blingdenstone. Because it would have been fairly modern history, like it's like the Korean War. It's not like so far out of date that you wouldn't know anything about it. So this is like kind of thought to be pretty much what you would think it is. It seems to be echoes of the distant past, that because of the brutal nature of that, slaughter of the gnomes, many of these ghosts just take on various haunting forms throughout these caverns. Um, some appear as specters and things that are physically able to harm you. Others just kind of appear as like these manifestations. Like they're the me and the boys at 3 a.m. looking for beans videos, like those things, where it's just spooky shit that happens.
Wonder if there's any way to focus them to, if there's any sentient manifestations to send them off to fuck with the drow.
That depends on what sort of magic or otherworldly stuff you're talking about. I'm sure something exists. I don't know if you have access to it.
Well, I don't know. Do you have any way to commune with the ghost, Maggie?
Nothing spell wise, but I mean, I think if we encountered ghosts that we could talk to, we both have like translation spells.
No doubt. Well, yeah, if we happen to come across some, that would be certainly a thing to do.
Maggie's kind of curious to check out this cave, and also like a little bit fearless at this point because we've like fucked up so many things. So she's like kind of pushing to explore the cave, and I don't know if we get attacked, that'd be fine.
Which one? The one with the elemental or one with the drow?
The drow, because it just seems, or no, sorry, the elemental, because it seems like that waterfall situation is kind of interesting, and she's hoping that somewhere in here they're going to come across something that gives more context on like, or like, I don't know, like these ghosts have to be somewhere, right?
Well, Erinith is certainly curious. She in the intellectual context, so she's down for whatever.
Zach, how tall is this cave? Is this like, are there pretty high ceilings?
Yeah, it's like as soon as you guys entered, it kind of swoops up again. I mean, Blingden Stone was fairly tall in and of itself. Like there was areas where it really shot up, and then there was like narrow areas. This predominantly, the cavern you're in right now is like just a big, huge kind of stalactite shape, like an inverse stalactite, if that makes sense, or stalagmite. So it pokes up, like the open area pokes up into a ceiling, probably some 70 or 80 feet tall. The ledge is about 30 feet or so higher than you are. Like if you took the stairs, it brings you up about 30 feet in the air.
So there is access via stairs?
Yep. Yeah, on either side of this waterfall here, there's like a set of stairs. And you would detect that earth elemental Tohan right around here, like by this other, you can kind of see that there's stairs in the background. So you would see like the gargoyles would be like probably like here and here, and the earth elemental is sort of in between them. But it just seems to be kind of slumped on the floor. It's not like doing anything active. And none of them seem to have any clue you're there.
So which one do we want to go after?
Maggie wants to go towards the elemental.
All right, let's go.
Would you guys like to take these stairs or these stairs?
I guess let's take the right if that's on the other side of the elemental.
Yep, that's on the opposite side of the elemental. Look. And are you guys being stealthy?
I'm probably not because I need light to see. So
I'm floating up
Does it
on my
help
broom,
you
keeping
if
a.
we're stealthy, or?
Oh, I'm just asking.
I mean,
No,
Maggie,
I was asking Tohan.
Oh.
Like, do you want us to remain stealth even though you're not able to?
I'm rolling a stealth roll for Maggie because she's like trying to sneak in, but it's probably
Right. I'm gonna roll one too.
You did really well, actually.
all right, we're stealthing in.
Okay.
All right, I'll also do a stealth. I'm on my broom, assume,
When
and
this
I can.
dice roll animation ends, I'll let you know what I got.
I got an incredible 22. That's like unbelievable for Maggie.
Good
I got a
I
God!
got a 15.
27.
I got a 10 with a +6. I feel like I'm getting worse rolls because of this like performance.
I crit on my stealth check, which I don't know if it's anything, but it's a 27.
Tohan's officially invisible.
Yeah. Can't see me.
I swallow the light.
That's excellent. I like that. That's definitely canon. Okay, so
Oh yeah, I dimmed the globes.
absolutely. When you dim the globes, we'll say that'll actually give you advantage on your stealth check. All of you others have passed. Venetia, give me one more roll. See if you pass the stealth check this time.
All right, just give me about 3 minutes.
It's gonna come up with like 8 rolls in a second.
It's rolling, I swear.
Digital dice rubber band. Excellent.
Yeah. Was it doing it on your screen too?
It just came up. So
Okay.
17.
I got 17. Cool.
So yeah, you guys are able to like I feel like maybe on that first roll, Venetia, like you like start to slip and like somebody reaches out and catches you quickly. I feel
Oh,
like yeah,
yeah.
Adrian totally like steps in and he's like puts a hand behind your back to stop you from falling into the pond.
Mhm.
There's a moment there.
Yeah.
So you guys begin to head up the stairs. And as you approach the top of the stairs, you are now about as close as you can get without anybody noticing you. The gargoyles, you can overhear them, and they seem to be screaming out in some sort of abyssal language. It actually sounds a lot like those abyssal chickens you guys came across. It's like just this weird squawking noise. And you can see the earth elemental. It seems to be kind of slumped over. It just looks like a mound of dirt, but there's like a face made out of like rocks and kind of stone. Like there's like a pair of big round rocks where the eyes should be that are like, and smaller rocks for the pupils. It's like Google eyes on this thing. Um, yeah, just this thing right here, this little like 18. If you look at it the exact way that it's facing on the screen, that's what his face looks like. It's just like that. It's perfect. Um,
Is there
so-
any way with my infinity to nature to sense if it's even alive?
You can tell it's alive because it does move on occasion. I mean, it's an elemental, so it's as alive as any elemental is. I mean, it's a magical creature from the plane of earth magic. Something that would be kind of widely thought to be true in the realms at this time, that there are elemental planes of existence where these creatures come from. Similar to like the abyssal planes where the demons come from, or the fiendish planes. They just happen to be elemental magic planes. And yeah, you can see that it does appear to be hanging its head, and it looks like, if you weren't mistaken, or if you didn't know better, it almost looks like it's sobbing because these gargoyles are yelling whatever they're yelling at it.
I don't know better, for the record.
No, to you it just looks like it's about to throw up. That's what it sounds like. Not a good sound.
Aranith starts giving shooting dirty looks to the gargoyles, figuring out what's going on. She doesn't. She's ready to just. She basically yells. She's basically has to keep herself from like yelling and attacking the gargoyles at this moment.
Yeah, because you got some close ties with earth magic. You've been rocking out some earth magic this whole time, so you're probably feeling some sympathy for this thing.
Absolutely.
All right, so what would you guys like to do? You have the option to have a surprise round of combat, at which point we will roll initiative, or you guys can choose to go about this a different way.
Erin is ready to destroy those gargoyles because she.
Venadia just says, just tell me who I gotta kill.
Did Jen cut out, or is that on my end?
I think
Yeah,
she cut out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron,
If
it's-
you mentally tell us that we're gonna fight, then I'm not.
Aranith pissed. Aranith wants to just destroy those freaking gargoyles.
If you're pissed, I'm pissed.
Rage.
What's the... No, none of us speak Abyssal, right?
Abyssal, no.
No.
No, I
I
don't.
got common, draconic, and infernal.
Do we have it? Where the hell is my translation spell?
I mean, I can waste a translation on them, but I really don't want to.
Not worth it.
Venadia draws her sword and says, I'm fluent in this.
Nice.
All right, you said we have a surprise round.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are able to get off an action, like a full round, basically. So an action, a bonus action, movement, whatever you guys would like to do. Each of you will get one. For these things are going to have a chance to react because they failed their perception checks.
Suckers.
Yep.
I'm
I'll
gonna. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna put Hunter's mark on the whatever the meanest looking one is.
Okay, did you want to do one of the two gargoyles? Because they pretty much look identical. Or the earth elemental.
I'll do the Earth Elemental.
No, don't. No.
Oh, not the Earth
Eh, eh.
Elemental. No, I'm sorry, not the Earth Elemental. The gargoyles. We're fucking up the gargoyles.
Okay, so you want to just do the one closest to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you
Yeah,
hit him with a 100
Aerith
mark.
makes it clear that she's not attacking the Earth Elemental unless it attacks us first.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rage and run up to him and try to hit him.
Are they like flying? Are they on the ceiling?
They are kind of perched part way up the wall on like little rock outcroppings or something. That's really good. Make him
Would I
much
be
smaller.
from where they are? Would I be able to use erupting Earth? It's a 20-foot cube centered on a point.
What's your range on that?
It's basically you choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point.
Yeah, because you're about 100 feet or so right now from him. I mean, you could rush in and do that, or fly in and
Oh
do
well,
that.
no, I have my range is 120 feet on
Okay,
it, so
so
that's
you-
not
yeah,
an
you
issue.
could-
I'm
you
just
could
asking
easily
if I
do
can
either one.
actually use it on them because they're perched.
Yeah, I mean, there's like erupting earth. I think would affect enough of the stuff around them. Like, there's enough loose rock and stuff on the side of the wall. Let's see if I can find some.
Because I'm with my freebie, I'm gonna cast erupting earth on them in order to show the earth elemental I have an affinity with it.
Fuck him up, Aaron.
So that's a dexterity, level 16. Excuse me, dexterity 16. Dexterity saving throw of 16.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
really quick, just dropping these guys in. Nope, not two, just one.
You guys, I don't like
Yeah.
to brag, but I just cooked 3 perfect medium rare burgers while we were in session. So.
God
Excellent.
damn.
Jealous.
All right,
So I like
so
mine a little more medium.
there's our positioning on stuff. All right, so probably have you guys roll initiative, but I'm going to start an encounter for it. I can get it working here. Collections. Counters. Let's do counter.
Especially when you're with your friend.
Start. Steps.
Oh boy.
There we go.
What is it doing?
So let me start my encounter. Name encounter. 18. Oops. Okay. You guys can roll initiative whenever you'd like. It should go.
I am currently attempting to do so.
Or if you'd like, I can auto roll initiative for everybody. Oh, I got Ariance.
Mine's coming down now.
Maggie.
Yeah, 7.
I also have 7.
No, wait, are we all taking a free action or just Ariane?
No, I think we
Oh,
all
you guys
go
are
in.
all taking a free action. I'm just gonna do it in initiative order so I know what's going on.
Oh, okay, I got 21.
Okay, and I'm just waiting on Tohan's.
Oh, Tohan rolled, I thought, right?
It
20.
might,
Yeah,
you might,
20.
Michael's
okay, I'll just
sorry.
enter it as 20 then.
Gotcha.
Cheat out of a 20. Because I probably didn't have the thing set up all the way. Start encounter. Ba-ba-da-ba. All right, Venadia, you are up first.
Cool. I am gonna come do my 3 slashes at that poor fool who's been marked. And there's a 1.
All right, so you're what, running up to the guy that you did your hunter's mark on, the closer one?
Yep. And I'm gonna do my 3 attacks. I have 32.
Okay, that's definitely gonna hit.
They probably all will because they plus 14. Unless I hit a roll of 1. 31. And I clicked the 3rd time, so I'm not going to click again until I'm sure it's not rolling. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm plugged in and charging, and it should be running at full power, but it doesn't want to do it. So
Sometimes D&D Beyond can be a little bit weird on phones.
it's on my
Try-
laptop right now,
Oh,
which
really?
is it was going slow, but I have it plugged in, and I have it set so that when it's plugged
it's
in, it
coming
runs
up
at full
now.
performance, but it's just not. So I don't get it. I probably should use my phone. Probably be better.
All right,
But I'm
so
getting
all
the
3 are
audio from
definitely
that.
hits.
All right, so
Also-
33. So they all hit. Okay.
Pro tip, the gargoyles have an AC of 15, so only by rolling a natural 1 will you ever miss them.
Cool. All right.
Um,
So I didn't do that. So I got 3 hits, and then we're gonna do damage.
all of the damage. So much damage.
Lots of damage. There's another one coming after this one finishes. And I'm gonna need to roll 3d6 as well when this is all done being ridiculous. Did it roll 3 damage or just 2?
Let's see, I got
only see 2.
13 and a 14.
I gotta roll another one. Hang on a second. It made the sound, so I know it's working.
Yep, now it's coming in for the 3rd one.
And then when that one's done, I'll hit the d6s here. Good God. All right, so that was a 17. So we're at 44.
It is
This is
immediately
probably
very blank.
Extra long time, right? It's got to render these like incredibly complex shapes here. There's at least 4 polygons per object here. So
So
17. So that's what is that? 40.
more than 52. He falls down dead.
Okay.
All right. Let's see, that's bonus action for Hunter's Mark, action and movement. So you're all set, right?
Yeah, all set.
Okay. So
Does that Earth Elemental seem like kind of like impressed or like, hey, cool, thanks, bro, or anything like that?
It is still not actually paying that much attention, as the other gargoyle has now just stopped yammering at it. As the other gargoyle kind of sees you coming out, like you look over, you just see its stone eyes get these like wide black, like saucer-like look in them as you just fucking destroy its buddy. And it lets out a foul shriek. Tohan, it is your turn.
I'm gonna
The Earth
run up to the other one
Elemental's
if I
just
can.
sobbing still.
And hit it twice.
Let's see.
It's 30 to hit in the first.
So you are a little bit out, though you're at 13 squares. 13 times 5 would be like 65 feet away from it, but we'll say that this is included as part of your guys' surprise. Like, you don't necessarily have to, like, go full sprint. You can, like, walk 15 feet in before your surprise attack and get to him just barely. So you said you rolled a 35 and or I'm sorry, 29 to hit and a 35 damage. Is that right?
No, it was a 30. I'm sorry, I was rolling recklessly. Great Weapon Master.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So that's your
30 to hit.
yeah, definitely hits.
I'm a savage attacker, so I'm gonna re-roll the damage there. Much better. So 19 plus 10 for the weapon, 10 more for Great Weapon Master. It's 49 plus 3 for my rage is 53 damage on the first hit.
All right, he's dead. That is more than 52 hit points that he had.
Oh my god.
So at this point, I turn and slowly go towards the Earth Elemental being as gentle as I can and harmless looking, like trying to show no aggression towards it, and I gently use mold earth in my hands to show it that I have an affinity so that it doesn't freak out.
Okay. Johan, did you have anything else you wanted to do on your turn first?
Sorry.
No, I mean, I'll just, set myself up to attack the Earth Elemental if it does something stupid.
Okay, so
on my next turn.
ready in action, basically.
Yeah, I don't think I can, but
Yeah, well, you would still have a reaction, I think, right?
yeah.
So technically that reaction could occur as your ready to action. It would be a ready reaction, I guess. So, like, you could say, if he attacks Arianth or something, you could do your attack. We'll let that trigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm close enough anyways, so, unless he comes closer to me.
Yeah, you're about 15 feet from him, so. All right, Arianth, so you're doing Mold Earth, so it actually progresses. This guy's dead. You're casting Mold Earth as your action, right? And what were you forming?
Basically, just taking earth and forming like a ball in my hands, like floating and stuff. Just showing my magic and affinity to the earth.
Does it help you out if I do a produce flame in my hand too, to kind of like say like, hey, we're cool. We do like elemental shit. Or you're trying to stick to earth shit?
I'm trying to stick to earth shit.
Yeah, word. I point to the dirt and I point to the dirt and I give a thumbs up. I'm like, we love that stuff.
I float my broom to only within we'll say 15 feet of him, just to show that I'm not trying to crowd it, and I, use mold earth to show an affinity, and I'm doing my best to show no harm and aggression.
Okay, make me a persuasion check, and we are going to add his wisdom roll to it.
23.
23 plus. Okay, so he understands this to be a gesture of friendship, and he begins to emulate what you are doing, creating a kind of molded earth structure, except for his spins up neatly and is an exact 1:72 replica of you, so it's like a miniature version of Arianth just in the palm of his hand. And I mean, it's startling looking how close that it is. As you're moving, it's moving, so it looks like a 3D fucking Earth Princess Leia projection thing.
I smile and bow my head in thanks.
That's an incredible image. I love that.
And I
Um,
do my best to mold my ball into an image of the earth elemental.
make me an Arcana check.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you pretty successfully make it look like the Earth Elemental. Like you even kind of get his features right, where you show him smiling, and that kind of convinces him to give a little smile, and now he's got this goofy like kind of just grin on his face. At which point, uh, so you notice that when he smiles, he reaches up and with his right hand, the one that's not holding the molded image of Arianth, he smashes himself in the head about 2 or 3 times. We'll say 3. Yeah, exactly 3, as a matter of fact. Just like with the palm of his hand, just smashing it in the side of his head, and then shakes his head a little bit and sort of looks at you, and then smiles again.
Wait, why did he smash himself in the head?
I don't think he liked the likeness that you just created.
No, he seems to have like a tick.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Like he literally just kind of twitched and then was like, oh, like he was like trying to smash something bad out of his skull.
What's
Seems kind of sketchy.
is one of the gargoyles still alive?
No, you guys fucked them up.
Cool.
That was literally like you one-shotted them. This is like the part where you're going back in a dungeon to the spot you should have gotten like the first time, but you're way over leveled. So
Sorry.
no, it's okay, not really.
Yeah, I guess Maggie's gonna like keep exploring this cave.
All right. Which part of the cave would you like to explore? I mean, there's like the little stream here. You got the other shelf that's up another maybe 15 feet.
Yeah, up there.
Okay. You can see
I will
that
assist.
there is a large kind of like crack or fissure in the wall where this stream is just kind of pouring a steady stream of water. It seems to come from some sort of underground aquifer. Let me switch back to my Wikipedia.
Are the ghost sounds any like louder or quieter here?
They still like now the ghost sounds sound like they're coming from exactly where you were when you were outside of this cavern.
Gotcha.
Like just outside the door. Like they continue to be like incessant. Um
So there's like the stream coming through the wall and the earth elemental, and that's all that's in it.
yeah, and there's these crystal formations. They're large and kind of have that same iridescent magic, but they're essentially just like glorified calcite. They're not anything like worth anything. They just happen to have this kind of phasers glow, and any attempts that you guys make to like chip off a small piece, they don't retain their glow once they're separated from the main piece of crystal. These ones do not have any intricate carvings. They do appear to be the same sort of crystal, though, that you guys smashed earlier in that one room. So as you guys, Maggie, as you're exploring about, the Earth Elemental approaches Arianth a little bit closer, and slowly a hole begins to form in its chest, and it reaches its hand inside and pulls out what appears to be essentially a muddy rock, and holds it out to you.
I I do my best to use my magic ability to sense anything that might harm me about it, but I ultimately will take it from the elemental as a gift.
Okay. As you reach out to take it, um, the mud and the dirt sort of begin to slide back off from it, reattaching themselves all Clayface style to his hand. And you see what appears to be some sort of a polished, like a dodecahedron, essentially. It looks like a 12-sided dice. But it is polished flat and smooth, and it appears to be made out of some sort of like almost like a bedrock material. Like it's something very unfamiliar to you. Like you haven't seen this naturally formed. And with your when you ask Reggie to scan it for you, he tells you that it is a Earth Elemental's gem. That this will allow you to essentially, again, Pokeball out an Earth Elemental. The character, as soon the one standing in front of you, the Earth Elemental, as soon as he does this, he kind of violently twitches his head to the side again and slams his hand off the side of his head again, as though he's trying to like knock something, like he's got swimmer's ear and he's trying to get rid of it or something. And he kind of like shakes a little bit.
Is there anything I can do to help him?
Not that you would know without further investigating the situation. You can probably roll me an investigation check if you'd like. See if that yields anything more.
Sure. Well, 13.
As best you can tell, this seems to be some sort of almost like a mental instability, like some form of like, it would be something akin to like Tourette's or something like Asperger's maybe, where he feels compelled to do things in a certain, like he feels compelled to do this when he performs an action.
Would like a healing spell help?
You could certainly try. He points at the stone that he just handed you, and then he points at his head again, and then he mimics himself doing the hitting himself in the head thing. And then points at the stone again.
I asked Reggie if he has any thoughts on what that might mean.
I believe he seems to think that the stone is causing himself to do this. But I can assure you, this is a fairly straightforward magical item, and plenty of wizards have made them, and it's just a simple conjuring spell. It conjures a elemental from the plane of Earth. Oh, and I'm sorry, it is a yellow gem. But it's like an opaque yellow though.
Can Maggie do a medicine check to try to figure out what's going on with him?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. 20 plus 4, 24.
Okay. So you are fairly certain that this is some sort of a mental illness. You've seen stuff like this when you were working in the temples back in Jacinta. You'd see like sailors that had been at sea for too long would have kind of these tics like this sometimes, or like people that were exposed to like traumas. You being a healer ultimately, or a cleric of Hestia, and being all about like healing and providing. You would think that this is, yeah, definitely some sort of a mental illness, more so than a magical one. But I would say that the connection to the stone kind of escapes you. Like you're not really sure what relation that the stone could have to his mental health.
I asked Maggie if she thinks her goddess would be able to heal the basically the PTSD this elemental must have, probably from the gargoyles.
Basically, like she can, I'm looking through her healing powers, and none of them seem to have any effect on like mental health. She can ask for a favor that's not very unlikely to be granted, and if it is granted, she can't do it again for a week. So it seems like maybe.
No, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Have you do something like that. I was just curious if you had anything, if
So-
praying to her or something would do anything.
With like, I'm not really sure about the interpretation of the spell lesser restoration. Like it says, you can touch a creature, can end one disease or one condition afflicting it. the condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So when it says one disease or one condition, I don't know. I don't think this is a comprehensive list, but I'm not really sure exactly.
Yeah, I think that's it's a DM's discretion thing. You could try a lesser restoration.
Cool. All right, might as well. I will do that, and I've got the Ion Stone, so I'm casting second level, but it's effectively third level.
Okay.
So yeah, now you cast Lesser Restoration, which is a touch spell, so she's getting up close and cozy with this guy. I mean, definitely approaching from the front and like making it clear that she's Arion's friend.
So
Aranith is trying to encourage that she's trying to help him as well at the same time, so that to keep Maggie safe.
So as you reach your hand out to perform this spell, the second that your fingertip just grazes this guy, you get a brief flash, and you can see sort of from his perspective, you can see another earth elemental, and this one appears to be as female as these things can be. I mean, they're sort of androgynous, you know what I mean? You can't tell the difference. But you get the sensation that this is his mate, and you watch as this vile kind of dark creature. It's almost like a dream state, like you're in like his viewed dream, and so it's very like surreal. This large kind of dark creature rising up and pointing its hand at his mate, and the mate is then transformed into the stone that you're holding. But this only lasts just a brief second, and then the creature jumps back like 10 feet from where you had approached him, and begins kind of bellowing in his strange language, and pounding its head repeatedly, like the side of its head, like bellowing, smacking its head off the floor now. It's really like, this is like a disturbing scene. And he's pointing at the stone that Arianthe is holding, this yellow kind of 12-sided die thing.
All right. Yeah, Maggie quickly relates this and says, maybe try releasing the earth element on there.
I do so.
Okay. Do me a favor and roll me a D100.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Alright, hold on.
Best part about Wild
80.
Magic is all the different versions of it I can find online.
88.
88 birds. Okay. So it takes you just a brief couple of seconds to kind of figure out the attunement on this gem. It's a pretty straightforward thing, and it works very similar to what these spell gems do. So it's you pretty much just concentrate your willpower to activate it, and you do so, and as you do so, a large kind of swelling of earth begins forming from the crystal itself, spinning out from each of the 12 sides. Let's begin on stuff here. Okay. And as this happens, you gain 3d6 pounds and an equal number of temporary hit points.
3d6 pounds?
So
Hold on.
between 3 and 18 pounds, essentially.
Alright, that really doesn't do a hell of a lot. But I also get those as temporary hit points?
Yep.
Alright, hold on, let me roll what my,
That's a ridiculous one. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's just like a little extra like layer to get through or something.
All right, 6 extra pounds
A little padding.
and another 6 temporary hit points. Cool.
See, if I was an evil DM, I would dictate where you got the 6 pounds, but I won't, because I'm not. So, the Earth Elemental now looks, the one that you've been dealing with, looks up at this dodecahedron forming out into a second one of these creatures. And as the second creature is forming, it seems to be kind of, well, we'll say enraged or terrified or some combination of both. But it begins sort of flailing about, and it's going to be Tohan, Maggie, and Arianth that were close to this thing. Benadia and Adrian will assume we're across the room. I need each of you to just make dexterity saving throws to make sure that you are out of the kind of flailing of this new one that's coming through.
What saving throw?
In keeping with my rolls tonight,
Dexterity.
I just rolled a critical miss.
Alright, so Benadia, you're hit by like a glob of earth that it flings off in your direction, and you are going to take you are going to take 14 bludgeoning damage.
Sick.
I got a whole 3.
Okay.
I rolled it.
So if you did not roll higher than, we will say 12, then you are forced to take 14 bludgeoning damage. Roll for Adrian too, see if he gets hit. Adrian rolled a 14 plus whatever he would get for a bonus. I'm not going to bother looking up what a knight's dexterity bonus is, but I'm fairly certain that it's not -2. So Adrian's able to kind of dodge out of the way. But yeah, Venadia, you're left with a big glob of like mud on your face and probably some sore bruises from rocks.
Is it half damage on a save or?
It is full or no damage on a save. Sorry, save
Okay.
no damage. So.
I'm safe.
Yeah, because this isn't like an aimed attack. It's more of like just wild flailing, so it doesn't require, he's not like still gonna hit you. She's not, I guess. As soon as
I'm muddied but not bloodied.
Yeah, as soon as this round goes off, though, the other, we'll call it male Earth Elemental, bum rushes this one and tackles it, and your fears about combat are soon allayed because you realize that it's basically hugging this thing. And now it's sort of hard to tell the two of them apart because they're so intertwined, because picture like 2 big globs of mud giving each other a hug. And maybe kissing? I can't tell. Can you? My mind doesn't want to go there. This is just what's happening in
Is
the
just
room
going, just kind of going, aww.
Yeah, this is the grossest display of affection ever in my mind. It's like 2 turds making out.
Well, Aaron loves the earth, so.
So all is right in room 18 of the Pudding King's Court. Yeah, these earth elementals just kind of, I'm going to assume that they don't pay you much mind now that they are reunited, other than the one that you helped would probably turn and give you a brief kind of look, and he would create once again the little moving kind of projection of Arianth, and then hold his other hand out, and along his other arm would be the other 4 of you, kind of like standing behind, like it's like that scene from like the end of Return of the Jedi where everybody's like, he's like, got it, holding out, like, you guys are heroes. Then they promptly go slooshing off down the stairs in a very earthen and mudly fashion.
Cute.
Super cute.
Cool. Maybe they'll help us out someday.
Our
It's always good
greatest
to have
need.
planar allies, that's for sure.
Yay! Good job, everybody.
Indeed. Did Maggie find anything, by the way?
No. Well, there's like, she figured out where this stream is coming from, but it doesn't seem all that important.
Are we off to kick some drow ass now, or what?
Sounds good to me.
Drow ass be damned.
I thought you said catch some drow ass. I was like,
Drow ass gonna catch these fists.
Well, I am a bard after all, but I'm not really into the drow. I'd be more likely to tap the ass of our other elfin eye candy.
Let's see. So yeah, you guys are able to kind of round up. So, not the gargoyles. They don't need to come with you. Just gonna gather you guys back together for ease of movement. Do you guys have an opinion on the hex versus the squares? Does that make things easier doing it in a hex so it's a little more visual to see how far things are? Or does not matter?
Doesn't matter too much, but I think it's pretty helpful.
I think it's cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think especially in a cave setting like this, it makes more sense because there's going to be areas that are like little nooks in the walls and things. So
Yeah, totally.
so yeah, as you guys are proceeding along the passageway towards the next room,
Should we try to do this sneaky as well, or?
Sure.
Sneaky check.
everybody just roll me a stealth check.
Yay, a real roll. I got 23. You
nice.
can't see me.
Wow, I got a 19. Holy crap! I usually suck at one.
14.
Nice. 19 altogether.
Check your elf friend. Oh, you got an 18. You got a natural 18. So you guys are all fine. So you saunter up to this room, like, it's like Pink Panther style. That's something that young kids don't appreciate anymore. Pink Panther, it's a classic.
There.
So let's see. Oh, we've got background music because Amanda's now singing the Pink Panther music in the background. So this cave, as you approach it, you're on guard. You expect to see some plethora of drow, and as you kind of approach, you now see much more clearly that in this area there appears to be there's a set of stairs rolling down to like almost like a pit, like sort of converse to what you guys were just seeing. Instead of going up, it goes down, like you're already on the ledge coming in. And in this pit are a series of statues of drow warriors, each in a different combat pose, as though they were attacking an enemy. They are not like standing at attention. They are all, like I say, in these kind of like one would maybe have its sword like it's stabbing at something. One's got like its shield up. Let's see, who has the highest passive perception out of all of you?
I don't know. Mine's 15.
Mine's
Passive
14.
perception. 16.
There you go.
I don't think mine's higher than that.
Okay, so, Ariane, the one thing you notice about all these statues is that their eyes are all open. You see, it strikes you as odd that there's not a single statue where, like, someone doesn't have their eyes completely open.
Aranith wants to do an Arcana check to check if these statues are actually statues or if these are drow turned to stone.
Alright, go
if
ahead and
possible.
roll me that Arcana check. I mean, like, yeah,
You want me
your,
to cut one open?
your
I make a
initial...
funny face at one of them. I kind of like go like a bleh at one of them.
22.
Okay. So you get the indication from this Arcana check that these are not, in fact, just statues, but that they are some sort of an elemental construct. And just as you're about to relate this to the group, 6 of them come to life and attack all of you. Surprise attack. Pull up their stats really quick. I'm going to build an encounter for this because it's just one particular creature type. So...
We should be rolling initiative, I assume.
Yeah, you guys can. I don't think it's going to take you much to destroy these things. They're not particularly strong.
24.
2 of them miss. One of them strikes Adrian, but he is able to absorb most of it kind of through his armor, taking minimal damage. We'll call it 5 damage that he takes. These
You
guys
should
are all
still have
rolling like shit.
90 hit points.
I'm going to assume that none of you would be hit by an 11, which was my highest roll for those guys, other than the one that I directed at Adrian.
Oh, God, no.
So these things must be rusty, you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know, their stone is, they're made of stones, they're slow, I guess, and
Yeah.
they're surprise attacks. Surprise! You know? So yeah, you guys can roll initiative. I will get out some statues here real quick. Okay.
I'll be right back. My meeting kind of ended it, so.
Okay.
Even though I clicked out of the meeting, I can still hear you. So I don't know.
That's super weird.
Now there's 2 of me. And I have an echo.
Good.
I somehow mirrored 2 of each of you in here. That's weird. Don't need that. It's hard enough to give you guys competition with just one of each of you. Now you'll never know which one of each of you is from which multiverse. Let's try this again. Without any of you selected this time. 6. There we go. Assuming that you guys were kind of bunched up in the middle of them somewhere.
How high are the ceilings?
They're gonna be, let's see, they would have been about 30 feet off the top of up here, and it's probably like a 15-foot drop down to here, so like 45 feet from where you guys are, basically.
Okay. So I've been on my broom this whole time.
Yeah, and if you want, we could even say that you went up in the air too. So you're free to do so on your first turn. Get back to me. Alright, so it looks like Venadia. I see a 24 for Venadia, 16 for Maggie, 15 for Tohan, and a 1 for Arion. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Venadia, you are up first.
All right. I would like to move to where I can reach 3 from the same place in the ground.
Okay.
So I guess like those top 3 there or something, I could kind of get to where I could reach all 3 of them maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you could pretty easily kind of move Adrian out of your way and switch spots with him, because you're able to get to these 3.
Adrian, get back. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just hit each of them once.
Okay.
So starting with the guy to the left there. What's their AC?
AC is 18.
Oh, okay, hang on a second. I just clicked the wrong thing. Hang on a second. 18. All right. Wow, that's a surprising miss. All right, that guy's really lucky. That guy, not so much. I'll just do his damage now. All right, so the next guy from moving from left to right, the second one got 15 damage,
Okay.
and then Jesus, how did I roll that twice? Another 3, so I got 17, so that misses too.
All right. Narrow miss.
That-
Next two.
Is really just wild. I have definitely by far my lowest average roll tonight. Which is like
you were too
out of
concerned
control.
With, too concerned with Adrian's safety to get your sword attacks accurate. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Any other movement or anything?
No, I stand my feet planted, even though I'm a little confounded, and I just stare at them menacingly, like especially the two that were really fortunate because they're dead next time.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. Next would be, I think, Maggie, right? Yeah, Maggie.
What? Sorry, did you end up hitting one of them?
Yeah, he hit this one for 15 points.
Yeah, the bottom left there's got 15 damage.
Okay. Maggie will cast spiritual weapon and hit that one. Here's... oh my god, 16. So
That is a miss.
adding to the missing here. Maybe I better cast some blesses.
Did we secretly get grease? What's going on? Fucking messy shit.
Maggie's gonna cast bless on herself, Anadia, and I guess Arianth.
What's that one do? I forget.
Adds a D4 to any of your attack rolls.
Oh, we're cool.
Or saving throws until for the next minute.
Great, so I have a
Okay.
plus 15 to plus 20. I'm sorry, plus 18 rather.
That's it.
I believe next is Tova. Holding my game log.
All right, I'm gonna rage and guess attack the hurt one. Recklessly Great Weapon Master.
Oh, I just realized my first level is actually a second level, so Tohan's blessed too.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Well, without bless, that's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely is.
We have to know what it is with the D4.
21, 34 damage on the first hit.
That kills him. 33
Alright.
hit points. Okay, like animated
Next
up.
one is going to be a 29 to hit.
That's also a hit. Yep.
Uh, 35 damage.
Also kills him.
Also killed that one.
Yep.
All right, one more.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
Yeah, 28 to hit, and then 36 damage.
Also kills him. You're just bashing up these things apart. Like
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Are they made of stone on the inside, or are they flesh and blood?
they are made of stone. Like as you're breaking them apart, however, you're seeing that these stone pieces are slowly reverting. So like you're left with like just these corpse parts like that are shattered apart.
Oh, weird.
Like it seems like in death it is broken whatever spell has turned these drow to stone.
Aha, I was right.
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Is Electric Light Orchestra playing right now?
If anybody sees a lizard, don't look at it.
Tohan, you gonna let him say that? Alright, Adrian rolls a 1 on his attack roll. And misses horribly.
I look right at Maggie.
And Arianthe, it would be your turn next.
Alrighty. I will. Does the Argos mention if they have any strengths or weaknesses? What are they called?
Let's see. They
There's just-
are listed simply as a medium elemental construct, unaligned, animated. So armor class 18, 33 hit points, and a speed of only 25 feet. They are slow. They are non-intelligent. They are, however, immune to poison and psychic damage. Immune to being blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned. They have blind sight, so they'll be able to see you. Their perception is like 6, so they might not see you even if you're standing in front of them anyway, even though they have blind sight. That's weird.
But so they can take fire damage.
Let's see. Aha, here we go. Anti-magic susceptibility. The armor is incapacitated while in the area of an anti-magic field, which is an 8th level spell. If targeted by Dispel Magic, the armor must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against the caster's spell save DC or fall unconscious for 1 minute or 10 rounds. So essentially, like Dispel Magic or Anti-Magic Field, they are susceptible to.
Okay, so those are the only spells they're susceptible to?
Yeah, they don't have any sort of like extra damage for spell like attacks or anything on here. It just mentions.
Oh no, I was just asking if they were immune to fire.
They are not immune to fire. No.
Okay, so if I attacked them with a fire spell, it would damage them.
Yep, full damage.
Okay, cool. That's all I needed to know. All right, I will. I'm gonna take a firebolt. Use my ability to split it so that it attacks 2 people with using one of my spell points, and attack 2 of them with firebolt.
Nice. Do you do like an awesome bard thing, or you like twin spell in like a metal voice?
Sure. No, probably something more in tune with nature. Whatever that would be. So a 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Do I have to do when I split a spell like that? Does the 1 hit roll count, or do I need to roll again?
In this case, I'll say that since you're on top of these guys, you're basically just casting out of both sides. Like you stuck your hand in between them, and you're just kind of like, you're just hitting both of them.
All right.
So go ahead and roll damage, and we'll just do the same thing for damage. We'll just have the damage be the same for both of them.
All right, that's 17 damage for each of them.
Okay.
And I'll move so that I am I will move up and be up towards like 10 feet from the ceiling.
Okay. Right. That brings us back to the top of combat. There are still 4 of them left alive, which is incredible. I thought you guys would have decimated these guys already, but they got that surprise shot in on you.
And like higher armor than most things we encounter, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I mean, they literally are armor, basically.
Yeah.
Their spell block, or their stat block, actually is animated armor, is the name of the creature, if you guys want to
nice.
look it up. Yeah, they're not particularly tough, but they are hard to hit because of this thick layer of armor on them. It's armor. Let's see. I'm just going to roll these by hand, let you guys know. First one is going to attack Vanadia. It's a multi-attack, 2 attacks. First roll is a 17 plus 4, 21.
Hits.
Second attack is a 8 plus 4, which is, I'm assuming, not a hit.
Nope.
It does 5 bludgeoning damage to you. Second one, let's see, we'll say the next 2 are both going to attack Tohan as they are standing right next to him. First attack is a 2, that's garbage. Second attack for the first one is an 11, so 15. Does that hit you? You might be muted, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. No, I have an AC of 16.
Okay, so his second attack misses for his multi-attack. Second guy takes a swing. That's a 3. Second attack for the second guy is an 8. So all their attacks essentially miss you. The fourth and final guy takes a swipe at Maggie, who's standing in front of. First attack for him is an 18 plus 4, 22. That's a hit, right?
I now have an armor class of 8 of 22.
Oh, wow. So
Oh right.
Glances off the beautiful
that's,
new shield.
it's actually still going to be a hit if your armor class is 22, but
okay.
5 bludgeoning damage. Clonk. Second attack is a 16 plus 4, which is a 20, so no hit on that one. So this thing like barely gets you. You got that walk. That's why that mega walk shield going on. I imagine it sounds very much like a gong when it hits it.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the round would be Venadia.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that first lucky son bitch gonna get smacked again. Well, that's a crazy spin that just took. 21 hits. Yeah, right.
Yep.
All right. For 18 damage.
Okay.
Still standing.
Yep, that guy's still standing.
Hit him again.
Bunch of them are bloodied.
All right, and then 26 and 11 damage.
Up to 18, 11 is 29. Still alive, barely.
Very bloodied.
Yeah, very bloodied.
I punch it in the face.
Excellent.
28 hits.
All right.
10 damage. You're dead, motherfucker.
Yep, very dead. The old 1, 2, 3 combo there. The swipe, swipe, punch. All right. Any additional bonus actions or anything?
I just blow a kiss at one of the next ones.
Excellent. Okay, that's going to be Tohan next.
I think Maggie's next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, you're right.
All right, so 3 undamaged, is that right?
No, 2 of these guys have taken damage. These 2 took spell damage from Arianth of like 17 points. This one is still on damage, the one that swung at you.
Okay, she's gonna throw that spiritual weapon at the we'll say the undamaged one. Oh hell yeah, 20. Yeah, not 20.
Okay, great.
It was only second level spell, unfortunately, but it should D&D Beyond should double the damage for crit, right?
It should.
So it's 2d8 plus 5, so it should be 4d8 plus 5 altogether, right?
Yes, that is correct. So it did not double the thing for you. I don't know why.
All right, so I'll roll 2 more d8s. Oh hell yeah!
That's going to be 8 plus 16. Right? So 24 damage to that one.
24 total.
Yep.
And what did you say there? What do they have altogether?
33.
33. All right, she'll cast Toll the Dead on that one that's more damaged.
Okay.
So wisdom
save,
right? 17 saving throw.
14. Don't think he's got very much wisdom at all. Nope, no wisdom modifier. So 14 straight, so he does not make it.
All right, so 17 damage.
All right, he's dead.
All right, that's it.
All right, now it's Tohan's turn.
I'm gonna go up to the most hurt one and attack it twice. Well, Great Weapon Master recklessly. I should have said that last time. All those guys had advantage on attacks on me.
Oh yeah. That is a hit.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yep. 16 and 17.
39 damage on the first hit.
Dead.
And a 30 to hit on the second. Uh, 36 damage on to the second one.
Right, destroy. The body parts are flying. So you kill the final one. And kind of looking about the room for a second for any sign of the other statues moving. Not see any sign of them coming to life.
I'm pretty sure Tohan killed 5 out of 6 of those.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going. If there's any more of these things, I'm gonna keep attacking them.
Just
Yeah,
keep smashing them. I'm gonna do
yeah.
the same thing. I'm just gonna start swinging at
Absolutely.
shit.
Okay. So you guys are gonna try and destroy all the statues in the room?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, before they wake up. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Just I'm gonna mostly go for legs and try to just like make them collapse where they're at and just like take their legs out from underneath them so they crumble.
Yeah, I don't drop rage. I just keep going crazy on them.
And Maggie's 100% down with that, but while they're doing that, she's kind of like trying to figure out what the hell is up.
Yeah, Aaron. if
Hey,
there's a-
Aaron, can you like mold earth and like just kind of like rumble, like shake, like move the ground under them so they just kind of collapse and rumble into the dirt or something?
Zach, is that okay to? Is that okay use of
Well-
boulder? It's a 5-foot cube that I can.
Oh, it's got to be
it's the
within
tip.
that area. Okay, yeah, never mind.
So the combination of all these things, like you guys could all collectively destroy these things in a period. I mean, there's 30 of them and you just killed 6. So there's 24 of these statues kind of standing in various poses.
Mhm.
You guys are like, there's no, they still have an armor class of 18, but
Mhm.
you're just going to destroy them anyways.
Mhm.
So you guys take a few moments to do this, and it takes you maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, to go through and just use your semi D&D superpowers to like fuck these guys up really good.
Sounds about right.
And as the last statue crumbles, a giant cloud of dust erupts from its shattered remains and expands to fill the cave. Reggie says, "Oh dear, this might be what we've been looking for. Whatever it is, it seems to be extraplanar."
Did Maggie's like insight turn up anything while she was inspecting these statues?
I'm sorry, what was the roll again?
Well, she was just kind of like looking around, trying to figure out what was up while they're getting fucked up. So I guess
did you make an insight roll?
no, I haven't yet.
Okay, let's do that. We'll see.
Uh,
Oof. Okay.
20 plus 3, 23.
So this actually makes really good sense with Chisenta being kind of the D&D take on like ancient Greece almost, like the central kingdoms as it were. This would be something that you have heard legends of for years and years. It's almost like a wives' tale, but this appears to be the work of a Medusa, a creature known to turn its victims, mostly male victims, to stone by gazing at them, or when they gaze upon this Medusa's visage, this snake-haired woman. So it appears that these drow have all been the victims of a Medusa.
So I think
So
in
that-
classic horror movie fashion, as soon as the cloud starts up, Maggie's like, "Wait, guys!"
Yeah, like
Don't-
it's all at the same time, exactly. Like you come to that realization and you just turn and you're like, I don't know, you have a chance to say something just as this cloud appears.
So she's like, "It's a Medusa. Don't
Oh.
avert your gaze."
Are we still in initiative order right now, or are we like
Yes, you can stay in initiative
briefly
order.
out of that? But I mean,
Um,
like briefly out of combat where I can freely make an action, or
Yeah,
No.
we'll give everybody a free action before this
I
cloud.
cast darkness on the Medusa's head.
Well, there is no Medusa in the room right now. Right now, there's just a cloud of dust
Oh.
swirling around.
Okay, so I don't.
Did you want to keep going, Zach? Sorry to interrupt.
Is there
I
a
remember
center
you
of
saying.
that cloud of dust that I can see where it's coalescing, kind of? Because that's where I would cast it, so that people couldn't see it.
Yeah, I'm good until at least 9 or something, John.
Okay.
So yeah, the cloud of dust itself is just kind of swirling out of this statue, like, and it's quick, like it's like within a second that it's just kind of explodes out into the room and it's just settling around you. Um,
But is there like a central point that you can kind of see that something's like emerging from or something?
uh, there doesn't really appear, like, other than the fact that it came out of like the last statue that you guys smashed.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't really have like a central focus to it at all. It is literally just you're standing in this room with a giant cloud of dust.
I'm
It's
gonna
like-
ready
it's like
an
20 by
action, and as
20.
soon as I like have any kind of inkling of where in the room this thing is appearing, I'm casting darkness on that area, so that 15-foot area around it will be dark, and so we're less likely to see it.
Is it possible to cast darkness and just coalesce it around its head?
Well, I can't. I don't have a target yet, so that's what I'm saying. I'm readying an action, and I don't want to look, so I'm just readying an action so that I can like cast it in that direction, but without like
Fair enough.
looking right at it, just to help us kind of like get out of this scenario without getting turned to stone. Yeah, being an ELO lyric.
Does anyone have a mirror?
Oh wait, didn't we have something like that? Maybe not. I'm making that up.
Maggie's got like this like seeing stone or seeing pan thing that she's using as armor. So I don't know how. I mean, it would be like a funhouse mirror more than a
That's
Like a-
probably okay.
flat mirror.
That might work. I mean, it's just got to reflect her spell back to her, really, and then give a taste of her own medicine.
So the overall effect of this cloud of dust being in the room with you is essentially very akin to a kind of darkness spell. It reduces your vision as far as lights go, down to just 5 feet in front of you. So you guys are kind of grouped up fairly squarely in the middle here. And you can now hear a voice that is coming from up towards, somewhere's up towards here, of 20. You can kind of hear this voice calling out.
I draw a kerchief and blindfold myself.
Excellent.
I'm still up towards the 10 feet from the ceiling.
Zach, were you saying the voice said something?
Yeah, it calls out to you in kind of a sing-songy voice. Not particular. We'll say that it's not even really saying anything so much as it's like one of those tonal like like Ariel's song from The Little Mermaid. It sounds kind of like that. And slowly you see like this dim, shadowy figure dancing into view. So for a good example, if you guys have seen like Love, Death, and Robots, there's this specific episode of it with the kind of like Cortez style knights and this crazy like witch coming out of the water. That's a really good example if anybody's actually seen it. It's kind of
I
obscure.
forget that one. I gotta go back and rewatch those.
It's-
Those were so
yeah,
I was
good.
gonna
They're-
say I watched
And,
it
like-
when it first came out, but that was like 2.5 years ago.
I just
Like way
discovered
too
this
few
show.
of them and way too short. I'm like, I
Yeah.
need a lot more of that.
I
But
remember
she
when we were
is-
like cats had control of the whole planet, but
Yeah.
Oh,
she
that was-
she is essentially dancing around in this very like almost like a modern dance style, like ballet or something. But she's singing all at the same time with it. So this like and you're not seeing her, you're seeing like the outline of her through all this dust. So it's this very like kind of tense scene. All of you have kind of now at this point acknowledged, like you're like, fuck, we're dealing with a Medusa. You all sort of know what that means, or you've had a chance to like get it through like the psychic channel. But as she approaches, the cloud begins to kind of coalesce around her. So Vanidia, you said that if the cloud began to form a central point, you wanted to do something. What was it?
Yeah, I wanted to cast darkness at that like area before she could appear and anyone could see her accidentally and turn to stone.
You are free to do so now.
All right, I do so. She dark.
Is she dark? Okay, so you guys, she is now somewhere around this area. For her, actually have Medusa.
Can
Um,
the
I
Argos give
pulled.
us any information without actually seeing her?
You could take the patch off and like point it at it, right?
No, I mean, I mean, kind of like a computer? Can you just like mentally say Medusa and have it bring it up or something?
Ooh, that's a sick feature.
Well, see, as far as like being able to see her, like you see the outline, and it would still like I always picture this as literally being like a Google Lens, where like it's just feeding you heads up information about whatever you're looking at.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's see. Look it up on
Well,
APPI.
so Maggie's just gonna whip that like seeing pan thing off her back and cast the light cantrip just such that she can kind of like point it towards the mirror, so it's not lighting her up, but it's like enabling her to see what's or
Oh, if you want to light shit up, we can do that.
no, I know, but we're trying to avoid like making the Medusa visible.
Right. Unless we're all closing our eyes and like trying to make her blast herself.
Alright, so yeah, specifically to this, it does say when a creature that can see the Medusa's eyes starts its turn within 30 feet of the Medusa can force it to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. If the Medusa isn't incapacitated and can see the creature, if the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the creature is instantly petrified, which means turned to stone in this case. Otherwise,
So it's only within 30 feet?
Yes. Otherwise, a creature that fails the save begins to turn to stone and is restrained. So, the restrained creature must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn, becoming petrified on a failure, or ending the effect on a success. So it's essentially a two-part save. Like, if she gets you, but you make your first save, you still have to make a second save, or become petrified, which could be interesting.
Does your AC change at all, or your hit points change at all when you're petrified?
I don't.
Like, are you like extra vulnerable or anything in that state?
So
Like,
a petrified creature is transformed along with any non-magical object it is wearing or carrying into a solid inanimate substance, usually stone. Its weight increases by a factor of 10 and it ceases aging. The creature is incapacitated, see the condition, can't move or speak, and is unaware of its surroundings. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, has resistance to all damage, so you take half damage while you're stoned.
huh.
And you are immune to poison and disease, although a poison or disease
Cool.
already in its system is suspended, not neutralized. So when you come back from being stoned, if you're a werewolf, you're still a fucking werewolf, I guess. That's crazy. That's a really
Nice.
specific
Cool.
thing.
Oh, will like a restoration spell cancel that out?
Yes, a greater restoration spell or
Wow.
other magic, it just says. I don't know what other, like a wish, maybe. I don't know, some strong shit, probably. Greater Restoration's a 5th level spell, so I would say anything that would apply at higher than 5th level would probably work.
So I guess as the Medusa enters the room, Maggie has the like mirror pointed and is looking away, but says, "Well met, Medusa. An enemy of the Drow is a friend of ours."
Her song continues, and the dance kind of slows, and she is now, you can kind of tell, focusing this dust as you're seeing more of it go into this area of darkness that Benedia has created. Like, it's still coalescing to her, but now it is getting much more um, kind of concentrated, we'll say. And this is when you hear the kind of enraged snarl that is coming from behind you, where you guys just came from. And as you look back, you can see your two Earth Elemental friends charging in.
Haha.
They both go straight into the Medusa's globe of darkness, whereupon
Whoa.
I made friends.
yeah, you hear the biggest shit show that this place has probably seen in a while, and flying limply out of the globe of darkness comes the Medusa's ragdolling body. It just goes head over heel, just like, and she flops with her snakes all just limp across her face, and the two earth elementals come walking out and kind of look at you before one of them walks over. And you're pretty sure this is the one that you released from the gem. It begins walking over to you, and it looks at its companion, and then looks at you, and it says, "Friend."
I bow and nod my head to them and say friend as well.
Friend save me, me save friend.
I bow and give my utmost thanks to them in simple terms. Yes, friend, thank you for saving us.
They nod,
I bow.
and at this point, yeah, you guys are free to kind of continue on.
I remove Medusa's head
Excellent.
because that's what you're supposed to do, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, you go full
remove
Perseus.
Medusa's head. Yeah. And does anyone want this in a bag of holding or anything? I don't know. A head of Medusa seems like an inventory item you hang on to.
Yeah.
Maybe wrap it up in canvas and then put it in a bag so we don't accidentally stone ourselves.
Well, her head's removed. That's what you do.
I thought Perseus like used the head.
Yeah.
Oh, so we gotta still like be careful with it.
Yeah.
All right,
I
cool.
think
Well, I
so.
like that though. Let's fucking take this thing.
Excellent.
Wrap it up and put it in the bag of holding.
Now I have
Sure.
now I have to look up. Well, I guess
We're gonna
I don't
turn
really
something
have
to
to look
stone,
it
you
up.
guys. That'll be fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say that that's literally going to just retain that petrifying gaze stat block as like a magic item. That's actually like a mega
Yes!
powerful fucking thing because yeah, that jibes. I like that. That goes good with our campaign. So you
Hell
guys, you
yeah.
got like an insta stone thing. I will say it costs an action. So, like a full
Oh,
action.
totally.
Because that's you're holding up like a fucking 5-pound head with a bunch of gross
Yeah.
snakes on it and shit.
Yeah,
Also,
probably
it's
you probably gotta
probably-
grab like one snake with each hand and like heft it like. Ugh.
Yeah, there might I don't know.
You
There
gotta
might
be
like, a
careful when you take it
decay
out
rate.
so you don't look at it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to kind of hold it in front
Yeah.
of you, like way ahead. Everybody, close your eyes.
Feel around, make sure you see where the eyes are. You're like, yeah, okay, I got it.
So the in its kind of
Surprised you guys
broken-
don't want to eat the snake hairs.
I would say in its kind of broken common tongue, the elemental can relate to you. The kind of basic story of the Medusa showing up. You can tell that this Medusa actually has the skin tones of a drow. So it sort of relates to you, maybe even through something similar to what you guys had of the little bit of like psychic connection. That the Medusa was a powerful drow priestess that came here in the original attack, but fell kind of madly in lust with the concept of these spell gems, and she had begun collecting a mass of them and using them, and she has recently, the elementals have seen her trading with one of the gnomes.
Ooh, I bet it's the freaking slimy one.
They also relate to you the one thing that you've noticed is you haven't actually seen any gnome statues. So it relates to you the dust seems to be some sort of an extraplanar entity that had made a pact with the Medusa in order to essentially feed on the gnomes. So it was sort of like a symbiotic thing, like she would kill all the drow that came through, and the dust would like protect her and act kind of as like an extra armor thing for her. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, she didn't stand much of a chance against two earth elementals, so I thought that maybe we could progress that a little bit.
So the earth elementals kill the dust too?
The dust did not necessarily get killed, but it definitely went away real quick. Like there was no hanging around for that dust. They don't know, they kind of relate to you. They don't know if it's gone or not, but that's, it's like that. Them showing you the images of it like eating the gnomes kind of confirms that the dust was in fact what has been killing these gnomes that have come in here on these search parties. Um, and yeah, I would say uh, there was some very familiar traits about the gnome that was trading with the Medusa that does indeed to be kind of lead you to believe that it is Kazook, the one that you had talked to about trying to sell you all these gems. If you guys go and inspect the area that the Medusa was kind of in, you do not find any sign of spell gems or really any treasure at all. Uh, it seems like just kind of a pretty basic, like bedroom setup, some pretty simple stuff.
Zach, I'm starting to have a hard time hearing you. I don't know if you're.
Oh,
Perfect.
sorry.
Oh,
My
I
mic tipped
can
over.
hear Zach.
Might be me. You guys
Yeah, I
sound
do.
loud if Zach does to me.
Yeah, sometimes I have to click on the Google Meet to get it to come back. So let's see. So you guys are free to return to Inner Blingdenstone if you so wish, assuming that you have completed your task here. The map kind of shows you up here by 19 and 22 that there is a way to get into the Pudding King's lair, Pudding Court. Where it says 19, you guys are free to kind of look out to it, and you would see the light from the bioluminescent fungi refracts through some more large crystal formations that come up through the floor, creating kind of a kaleidoscope of colors on the surrounding walls. The crystals are semi-transparent. They slightly distort the images that are seen through them. A statue of a gnome does cower near a crystal outgrowth, holding a broken crystal in its hands.
Can I do like an Arcana check to see if I sense where the crystals that the spell gems rather that the Medusa had would be?
I'm sorry, what did you want to do?
Like if it would work like an Arcana check to try to sense where the Medusa's spell gems are.
I would say that's more like the realm of like a detect magic
That's
to see if there's any magical items or anything around.
Oh, so I need an actual spell for that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't have that one, unfortunately. I should probably try to get it.
So yeah, it like her bedroom kind of looks like it would be right at home in the middle of a drow city. You see spider queen tapestries and some like zirkwood furniture, and racks of kind of expensive clothing. Although all of it's kind of old and moldy. Like it looks like at one point it was like fine regalia, and now it's just kind of bullshit. Uh,
Can I search around and see if there's any like magical stuff in there?
um, so when you search through the wardrobe, 5 of the dresses in the rack are made of spider silk shaped by drow magic. You think they're probably worth a couple hundred gold each if sold in the markets of the Underdark. The drow on the magic, or I'm sorry, the drow magic on the dresses most likely will fade when the garment is exposed to sunlight, causing it to fall apart. So they're not really worth much in the overworld, but like if you were to find a market for them here in the Underdark.
Well, I sure can grab them for now, just to have as a bargaining chip if need be.
All right. So with the defeat of this Medusa, you guys have kind of completed your necessary quests to exit Blingdenstone. Uh, and yeah, it's about 9 o'clock, so it's a pretty good spot to stop. However, I would like to ask, are you guys planning on leaving the city? Or are you planning on maybe seeing what's going on with the Pudding King? Either way is fine with me, because I have plenty of shit prepped because we took a couple weeks off, so...
I think we're gonna do the other quest too, right?
Yeah, let's check out this Pudding King.
Yeah.
Might
That
as
sounds
well.
like
Pretty fun here.
a story we can't miss.
All right. So, assuming that you are returning to Inner Blingdenstone to tell them, I mean, it's a brief walk back. It's like you guys walked into you know, it's like walking to North Broadway from downtown Saratoga. It's not much of a stretch here. Um, so you guys return. You talk to the Digger Matooks, and they are overjoyed that you have discovered the cause of the missing gnomes, and they are more than happy to ensure that you will have a way up to the surface. If you inform them that you are intending on investigating this Pudding King fella, they will also offer you free lodging for the duration of your stay in the inn. No more being charged your 10 silver pieces that they ask for, whatever ridiculous price it is. And they ask if they have, they would ask you about Kazook's disappearance. It seems that Kazook, right after making his deal with you, has decided to exit town rather rapidly, leading you to believe that perhaps, yeah, he was somehow involved with this Medusa on a level that was super shady.
I relay that information to them.
Okay. Um, yeah, so that you confirm their suspicions by telling them, I'm assuming, what you saw, and they are not happy with Kazook, to say the least. And he is most likely not going to have a very good welcome back if he ever returns to Blingdenstone. They do inform you that some of their advance guards have gone into the Pudding King's court, and several of them have returned with tales of a massive army of ooze creatures that is kind of that's what I'm looking for, gathering there. It appears that the Pudding King may be planning some sort of an assault on the gnomes of Blingdenstone, and that any defense that you would be willing to offer would be greatly appreciated. And he will leave it up to you as to whether you would like to confront the Pudding King in his own territory, or if you would like to fight defensively against him in Inner Blingdenstone. They say that the ooze numbers are almost uncountable. There is a seemingly endless line of these oozes. Green slimes, black puddings, ogre jellies, all sorts of stuff. If it's oozy, he's got some of it.
Do they have information about these oozes? Like, is that something that we can look up in response to what they can tell us, or are the
Yeah, absolutely.
oozes bring us serious?
So basically, uh, the stuff that you would readily be able to learn about them that they would tell you is that a lot of these oozes are highly corrosive in nature, and that metal armors in particular are susceptible to them, although they've been known to eat leather and any organic materials are pretty much up for grabs from these oozes. Like if they get, a pseudopod on it, then that might take permanent damage or even be destroyed. So these are armor-eating creatures for the most part. And also that they deal predominantly like a form of acid damage. So Tohan, you might be in line.
Me too. Yeah.
Aaron
And
suggests that perhaps the if we take out the Pudding King, then the slimes won't be as much of an issue since they won't be controlled by him.
and flying above them sounds like a viable option.
I like it. Cut off the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the gnomes do warn you that the advance guard has lost several people to slimes dropping on them from the ceiling.
Is there a back way that perhaps we could sneak in behind where they are all gathering?
Yeah, they actually show you an old map of what this area looks like. So over here is the kind of warrens where the were-rats were hanging out. This would be their main way into the Pudding King's court. Is a single large iron door that's sealed. So this used to be an actual port for Blingdenstone in its ancient history times, where any sort of court matters would be settled in public. There's like a large arena essentially in the center of it, um, and the former throne room and stuff was up here where 29 is. So they say that those are probably the two most likely areas that this guy would be hanging out in. He was not spotted by any of the advanced guards, although his voice was heard taunting them throughout these kind of caves. And as you can see, it's kind of like a pretty labyrinthian area where this guy is. I think it's just a series of like weird passages and shit that probably was at one point part of some mine or like a planned part of the city that never got completed.
Tohan, if we got close enough to use your 300 feet thing, do you think your nature sense would it be able to sense where the Pudding King is?
Absolutely.
But unless anybody else has more suggestions, I suggest we get somewhere within 300 feet of where we think he's most likely to be and use that and go from there.
Darn tootin'.
Maggie can also spy on him, like she's got the clairvoyance thing. So the more that they can kind of describe him and where they think he'll be, the easier it'll be for her to do that.
Yeah, and I can do the survival check thing too, the tracking, whatever.
Arian, do you think you can make any potions of acid resistance? I don't need it, but
Yeah, 9
Is that
o'clock. So I'll keep Zach
if I
too long.
have the time? I certainly could.
Yeah.
Are we
absolutely.
taking a long rest or anything?
I
mean,
would
this-
like to.
This would probably be the end of the day that you guys are at this point anyway, so it would probably be a time where you would be able to sleep.
Oops.
No guarantees that the Pudding King doesn't attack while you're sleeping, but you could definitely sleep. Let's look for something.
are you guys splitting up those spell gems? Because I don't think I can charge them.
I definitely would like to grab a couple of them.
Should we split them up in chat like over the week or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
sure.
good. Sorry, I missed whatever was said after the Tohan commune thing. I accidentally muted. And sorry if I was talking over anyone.
All good.
No worries.
No, I think you muted yourself when you did that too or something.
We were just talking about giving out the spell gems to everyone over the week through the chat.
Cool. And then so it sounded like Zach was talking about a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are free to take a long rest now. Like, they don't expect you to, like, finish, kicking a Medusa's ass and then go run off and kick this Pudding dude's, like, the fucking Pudding King's ass. So, I mean, you would
We
be
could, though.
more than welcome. You probably could, yeah.
Jello pudding.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect the elemental thing to go the way that it did. I thought you guys were just gonna kill everybody or walk by him. He was sort of an afterthought, honestly.
Well, we can't with Aaron here. Just got that.
Well,
Get that earth.
if I hadn't noticed that it was all cowering and sad, I wouldn't have even remotely felt anything for it. But it's an earth elemental, and it was sad, so I said,
We don't
well,
like sad earth.
We don't like sad earth, that's right. So yeah, the hundreds of ooze creatures that they describe to you include black puddings, gray oozes, ochre jellies, and the occasional gelatinous cube. Those are the four main types that you've seen, although they don't guarantee there isn't something else tucked in there too.
yummy.
The last thing that those guys would report back is that there are several symbols attributed to the demon prince Jubilex, who is known to be the demon prince of slimes. This was the same Jubilex that your gnome spy friend that you showed up with turned into slime and was talking about Jubilex and the wedding that was happening. So there's more lore there somewhere too for next week. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can handle this this fucking weirdo slime gnome, and then you guys can be on your way to go see what other havoc that Tiamat is Raw
And
all
Umbra.
throughout the realms. And Umbra. That's right.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good luck, Nick, with the farm stuff for sure.
Thanks. You too.
Hopefully everything fucking works out really well for you this year, and I can get clones
Thank
from you
you.
next year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh,
Man.
if
Congratulations on
nothing
that,
else,
by the way.
Thank you. If nothing else, it's going to be an interesting genetic library. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will see everybody sometime next week. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask in chat during the week, because I'm usually out in the afternoon, not really doing much other than dicking around on the farm.
Sounds good.
I will
All
see
right.
everybody next week. And thanks for anybody watching. Yay!
Good night, guys.
Good
All right.
night.
Good night.